Okay, so for this next video, we're going to look at what is a perspective sketch. And it's kind of hard to do because, well, perspective sketches are the most realistic, but they are the most complex to draw. How your eye sees an object, or I should say a scenery, is how a perspective sketch is created. And so let me go ahead and try to create one for you real quick. I'll start off with a basic one. This is a one-point perspective. I'm going to draw a vanishing point right there. Now, just to give you like a heads up, the horizon line that's going through the vantage point, think of it as the horizon, like as in the landscape, the horizon line. That point right there is a point in which everything's going toward. All lines are converging toward it. So, if, let's just say, this was the top of a building, notice how I got notice how the lines up here, they were basically the same, but notice how the distortion is also getting larger as it's coming closer to you. The same thing would go for anything else on the other side, where if the end of it was right there, it would go to there. Let's say the other end was right here, goes to there. And so, yeah, it looks different. It looks like everything's converging toward that point. That's true, and that's what you need. So this is just one example of a perspective sketch. And so once you get done, you erase your lines, the ones that you don't need, so you can kind of see what your object would really look like. Let me give you another one. This will be a two-point perspective. Again, I draw my horizon line, and I'm going to draw another point over here, point over here. The first case scenario, anything that would be typically a horizontal line was going toward that vantage point, except for what was like a side view or something like that, that made that flat face. This time around, every horizontal line will be going toward a vantage point, either this one or this one. The only lines that won't will be lines that are vertical. So let's say that's the top of one building, or at least the corner of one building. That goes to that point. That goes to that point. This one to there. This one there. Kind of missed it, but okay. So there's a vertical line. Again, I have to take that point to the vanishing point. The other end of the line, I have to draw here for the building. I would draw here and take it to that vanishing point. So there, I'm done with that. I can then erase these lines if I needed them, or if I didn't want them. If I wanted to draw like another building, I would do so. Let's say it's not connected, so I can probably imagine drawing that, and then when I get done, just make sure I erase that line. I don't need it anymore. Take the top of this, take it there. That was a little bit crooked. Let me do that better. Okay. And so there again, well, that kind of worked out for me. But you kind of start seeing that this is now a building. I should take the tops of these doors and windows to the vanishing point, just like I did the building, but just for sketching sakes, I'm just going to go ahead and clear it out. And so, and even the letters themselves should also go toward the vanishing point. The E, it shouldn't be written like that. Actually, it should be slanted toward that vanishing point. But I'm just trying to give you a heads up of get a visual perspective of what it would really look like. And so this is earlier had a 1 point, this is a 2 point. There is a 3 point perspective. It has 3 vanishing points. You probably put it either below or above the other 2. But again, depending on which type of perspective sketch you have, it's going to be 1 point, 2 point, or 3 point based on the number of vanishing points. There's only 3, and so that's all you need to worry about for now. But again, a perspective sketch is very complex. It is the most realistic to draw, but it is the one in which the eye sees the world. If you're in a hallway, if you're down a street, next time, just look down and you notice someone who's 7 foot tall. They look probably this small at first, but then as they get closer and closer and closer, they get bigger and bigger. Here's a perspective for you right now. In real life, my fingers didn't get bigger. It just seemed as if they got bigger because I got closer to the camera. That's how the eye would see it. And that's how you would also see a perspective.